There. Started with Taj Mahal this morning. We love a Dylan cover to get the Barefoot Blues Hour going. Takes a lot to laugh and a train to cry. And this space on Fridays, speaking of Dylan covers, got Highway 61, our friend Dr. Ford. It's all about Bob Dylan, and he actually is an expert. I sure am not. So, Barefoot Blues Hour, acoustic blues, and who knows what sometimes. Susie, you want to pull that microphone way down towards you there? I got Mike and Susie Fay sitting in this morning. Pull it right to you. You can't be too close to that. And say good morning. See if these things are turned on, folks.
Good morning.
That one works.
Good morning.
Yeah, Mike and Susie Fay this morning. Mike and Susie, I am making you a copy of a disc. I believe it was the last time you were on the Barefoot Blues Hour. I was shocked to see it was 2012.
It was back there.
Yes, back when we was all young. You know? Yeah. And Amy is Facebooking this on WERU Facebook Live this morning, I guess. And as I got to tease them, they will get to use this on Mike and Susie's Facebook. And you didn't have to explain Facebook to the old folks here or there about that. So
that's good. Well, you know, a lot of old folks like ourselves. Well, we're older, put it that way. But we all use Facebook. I mean, it has its issues, but we all seem to live with the issues and continue on.
Communicating is the trick, man, and it always has been. And I hate to say it's come with unintended consequences. Enhanced communication has
absolutely
possibly had unintended consequences, made us less able to communicate, and you know.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, there's a lot more people that are inside your world and know your business, and you know their business. So I guess the reality of that is do good business. Most of the chance things will be okay.
Possible general rule. Yeah. So anyway, you was way down in Florida this winter. What do you do when you go down to Florida?
Oh my! It was a good. Every year is really great. This year we did not do the Spirit of the Swanee, which is a wonderful festival up in the Swanee River, up in Live Oaks, Florida. But this year we went down. We did Vero Beach, and we got to hear the performance by Jonathan Edwards and
Carla
Bonoff, and got to meet them later on. It was Susie's birthday, so she got an autographed happy birthday wish from Carla on a CD.
Nice.
And that was interesting. I got a guitar pick from Jonathan, and it was kind of neat because I looked at it later on and it had his website on it. So I was like, okay, this guy's on the ball.
I'd be curious too. He was my neighbor in Nova Scotia for a while. I lived down in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. He was in Pictou, next county over, sort of like here in Waldo County, next, right? And landed there in the late 70s. And I'd like to know what came of that. Landed down in Nova Scotia project from his point of view. You know, I'd be curious. I assume he's back in America now, but you know.
Apparently he's in Portland now.
That's right. Apparently he's living in Portland.
Yeah.
And it's funny. He said he had something like 20 different zip codes in his life. You know, the guy has moved around a lot. But he did a wonderful performance. And so after we did, so he and Carla, and they did a joint performance as well. We went over to the western side, and we did, I don't know, in all I think we probably did a dozen shows while we were down there. We got this great opportunity, as you know, yesterday you saw that Scotty in my yard. It was not good for the road anymore. It's 1970, so it's resting for a long time, I think. But in any case, someone offered us a camper down there in Palmetto, Florida, which is right outside of Bradenton. And so we stayed there, and we did a few performances for them. We went up to Dade City to a town called San Antonio, Florida. And it was great, yeah. And we've done that show like 3 or 4 times now in a row, and it's called the Ain't Dead Yet Festival. And it's very cool. It's very, very cool.
Old Monty Python joke, ain't dead yet. You know the comeback line to it. Soon will be.
I'll remember that though next year.
Yeah, I forget if that was around the attack rabbit that was going to nibble your butt, but you know, or possibly a different movie. So,
But we have good times down there.
Yeah.
And when when April comes, beginning of April, we're ready to go. I mean, this is our home.
Oh,
Uh,
and a day like today, you want to be down East
absolutely.
Main.
Yeah.
This is the glory of it,
and
basically.
yeah, it's a garden time. I have
Cold wind in the
my
mud
whole
yesterday.
beautiful-
I didn't find
Oh,
much
boy.
glory, but hey, today I can see it.
But like out in the car there, a nice big, Grand Cherokee, and it's filled with manure. So, I mean, we're ready to go to work. We're
Can
ready
I
to
have
do
some?
everything. Yes, I have plenty of it out there.
Mike and Susie Fay in here this morning. Barefoot Blues are live on the Facebook WERU. We're just making up as we go along. Susie
Yeah.
brought a fiddle, Mike brought his guitar, and you say you wrote a blues song this winter while you was away. Susie don't know nothing about, and
Yeah.
we don't have to start with that, but just in
Okay.
general, you got a tune for us?
Sure. One year when we were down there, we got to see a group called Delamay. And there were 4 young women who were just wonderful performers. And I was very moved by this song. And it's called Ohio. Okay. It's not necessarily the Ohio that you may be assuming, so it's not that one. But it is called Ohio. Left Louisiana on a rail line. Left Louisiana on a rail line. Lost my love before her time. Lost my love before her time. On the way to Ohio, on the way to Ohio. Carrying your love like a shadow, carrying your love like a shadow. Love, you don't know how to find love. Once you find love, you don't know how to find love. On the way to Ohio, on the way to Ohio. Thought I heard your voice singing in the pine. Ohio. Thought I heard your voice singing in the pine. Ohio. You can lift your soul when you cross that line. Ohio. You can lift your soul when you cross that line in Ohio. On the way.
Mike and Susie Fay singing Ohio on the Barefoot Blues Hour this morning. Me sitting here drinking tea, grinning. That was worth the price of admission right there. Nicely done, guys.
Thank you.
Nice of you to
Yeah.
say.
Man, I had a fiddle for a little while in Nova Scotia, and I wish I could do that. All it did was upset the dog, boys. Woo!
time it upsets the dog.
Yeah.
And people
Gotta see
say,
the
are you
cat."
in practice now?
Yeah, dog's gone. You know, maybe I can get the fiddle back. We think about it, but anyway.
Anyway.
What do we got going? We talked about what you was doing away this winter. What we got going on this season home?
Well, there's a lot. We always keep busy. Susie and I have been together doing this now since 1979. So it's been 40 years. And I've been performing now since I was 7. And Susie, as she was a younger gal too.
Keep practicing.
Yeah, so the trick is just keep going until
Yeah.
you just can't
Nice.
get up and go no more. So maybe I'll let Susie share something that's coming up in June at the Grand Theater. Is
Okay,
that fair?
well, let me start from the beginning.
Okay, right.
Beca-
We sort of worked a little on this. Maybe.
I've been a member of this group called Tempo, and it's capital TEMPO, and it's the Eastern Maine Pops Orchestra, and it's 30 musicians, and
30, you say?
oh, it's 30 minus and plus. 30,
Oh wow,
so-
orchestra.
yeah,
Yes.
it's an orchestra. It's an orchestra,
Right.
a real orchestra, and they do and they meet on Saturday mornings, and it's very multi-age. It's a lot of students and a lot of old duffers like me that just like to keep my skills up, and it's run by a mother and son team. They're the conductors, Rebecca Edmondson and Ethan Edmondson, and they're terrific. They're both music teachers, so they've got a lot to teach all of us, and I'm learning all kinds of things. So it's really great for me. But anyway, they have a performance coming up on June. We have a performance coming up on June 1st, and it's the theme of the concert is Voyages, Music of Maine from Across the Sea, and mostly we're talking about Scotland and Ireland, which a lot of us are from, and how the music came over here with those people, and there's going to be a featured performance by Sean Healy, who is the United States National Scottish Fiddling Champion, and he's a terrific fiddler, and he's going to kind of, I hope, will do something like a master class with the rest of us, so that we'll learn stuff, because he's
Nice.
really great.
Grand Theater time in June?
Grand Theater, yep.
Time and date again?
It's June 1st.
Yep.
And it's an evening thing, 7 o'clock
Nice.
performance. So really hope people come out to that. It's going to be really
And
good.
if people got tweaked on the idea of the orchestra, is the orchestra open, people keep coming and going?
Yeah, people do keep
Check
coming
her out
and
somehow,
going.
yeah.
So it's really good. Very good for students. Just, good for everybody. And really fun. We have a
And the
good
magic of playing in my limited music career, the best magic I've ever had was playing with a bunch of other people, because then nobody really knows what you're doing. You can pretend that you're singing, you know what I'm
time.
saying?
Well, it's really a good
You can
way
sound
to learn.
good in a crowd.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. It always sounds good. So it's really
Good learning experience, and again, what better bonding than make music with people? Come on.
Yes.
It is.
Great way
It's
to
a
meet
nice
people.
experience.
Yeah, they're all really good people.
It really is a good time. And then we also do the Big Moose Band every third Saturday at the Jessup Library. We do a contra dance, and it's usually called by Chrissy Fowler from Belfast. And when she's not the caller, I am what you call the young caller. I am a new
All right.
caller.
Yeah.
And so
Mike is known as the rock and roll caller and as
Yeah.
the crazy caller.
well, kind of, yeah. Well, yeah.
A little different
I've been
style
known for
from
my
Chrissy. Chrissy's got a lot of experience.
different.
You,
Very
Absolutely.
different.
Absolutely. So it's
issues
a
I
great,
got to,
it's
yeah,
a great
good.
follow
Good.
for me.
All right.
And I've been enjoying, that. I mean, I've always liked my rock and roll and blues and folk, but Susie has really turned me on to Celtic music and contra dancing,
Nice.
and I do really enjoy it. So the Big Moose plays there and often just all over the place these days, and that's a very large group too. It's between 13 and 15
Wow.
people who play now within it, with the oldest being 92, and then they also have young students now.
Nice.
So there's that, and then I perform, and this is probably my 5th or maybe even longer, maybe my 8th year, that I sing as a first tenor with a group in Belfast called the Penobscot Bay Singers, the Penn Bay Singers as they're called. And there's a group about between 30 and 50 of us. and we do all sorts of work. It is Rick Dawsey is the conductor or the director of it, and it's just a wonderful group of folks. We are always looking for younger, but apparently that's always a challenge to get the younger ones in. But we do 3 shows per season, and our next show will be June 14th and 15th at the Methodist Church in Belfast. And this year the theme is Rain, Sun, and Stars. So
And bass singers, we got the first tenor sitting here.
That's
You know,
right.
That's some bragging rights right there, man. No pressure, you know, perform.
I
but
love
hey.
it. I just love it, and
Yeah.
and it's great for my voice because I'll be 67 tomorrow, and it's important to really work with your vocals and exercise them, and not just as young people, rock and roll had a lot of ingredients to that, and so singing and drinking and indulging was a big part of it, and you can really beat up your vocals,
Oh, hell,
and
yeah.
so I'm very fortunate. I've changed a lot of directions in my life so that I could continue to perform with Susie. So there's that, and then we do the in Bucks Harbor in Brooksville. We do another contra dance, which will start the first Thursday after the 4th of July. It goes for 5 weeks, and it is usually summer students that come there at the yacht club, but anyone is invited to join, and I'm the caller on that. And Susie's Reversing Falls Band plays the music, so we really like having live music.
And which yacht club are we all welcome at?
It's the Brooksville Yacht Club.
Yeah.
Brooksville
Nice.
Yacht Club. It's very, very pretty.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, and then of course we do just perform everywhere. One other the thing that's just starting up, and of course you and Matt, I know a lot here, know about the Penobscot Music Buffet, and it's really a wonderful, wonderful supporting part of the community that helps raise funds for people's oil and so forth, and a lot of money goes to the food bank in Blue Hill. But now also the Congregational Church in Blue Hill with Hunt, Robert, Susie, and myself, we're starting up another open mic, which will start on May 5th or May 4th, whatever second Saturday that is of May, and it'll be an open mic. And I guess they were trying to get the McCalls to be the featured act, but they kind of didn't want
Rob
to
and
start
Becky,
things.
yeah.
So they kind of held back on that, but they will be there, I'm sure, eventually.
Rob McCall from our
Yeah,
Nigel Almanac.
absolutely, yeah. And so I guess we're going to be the featured act, but I told Hunt, I'll do a half hour, and then we'll kind of let it be more open mic and open jam at the end. And that'll start things off, and we hope to keep it going as long and as strong as the Penobscot Music Buffet that Lynn Parker
Nice.
and Skip
Sounds good.
has. So those are those pieces of.
That's like I
what
say,
else
Mike
going
and
on?
Susie Fay, local folks, friends I talked to before they went away and showed up this morning. Here we are, Barefoot
Yeah.
Blues Hour. Give us another tune there for a tenor,
Okay, this is a song I hope to do. The great part about playing with the pen-based singers is usually when June comes around you're allowed to do a solo. So I would hope that I can do this solo, being that it's with the stars and the moon and the sun. So, and this, I wrote
I'm
this
ready.
song in Brooksville, which is the house that John Wilson built. Sounds interesting. The house that John Wilson built from the Wooden Boat magazine. And I always had a habit of going up on the roof. And, then I had a bad habit of trying to get back down. So this is called Early Nights. Okay. I'm on a highway to the moon, across the skyway. Above my room, stars are shining all above my head. Yes, right now I know I should be back in bed, but instead I stay so high. I'm on a roll, massive stars, and as I go further all the time, I thought I saw another shooting star, but I guess that I was wrong, just another car. You know, a plane, there's such a pain. I'm at a crossroad of the northern light. Maybe not. It sure feels right. Then I look to the ground. Boy, I get to spin. I guess right now I wish somehow I had myself some fins, but that's alright. It's an early night to the moon.
Mike and Susie Fay this morning. We're Facebooking live too. Got to thank Amy Brown not only for sitting behind the camera but for helping rig the microphones. Just
People
kinda-
are loving it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Thank you,
As I like to say, it's amazing they let me play with this place. And again, we got friends, and you know, why not have them over and play some music? So that's what we're doing this morning, Barefoot
We
Blues
thank you
Hour.
for having us, my friend.
Yeah, glad
It's
to.
truly a treat.
And apparently, phone was ringing, messages being passed. We all good?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
pass that to you.
Yeah. So, caller, really appreciate what Mike and Susie liked the conversation and what I opened the show with. So, hey, I'll do it this morning. Let me keep doing it.
Very good.
They will throw us out at 10 o'clock, though. So,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, another tune or two is, you know, what we'll be hoping for this morning. You know,
Okay.
look for it.
Susie, how about a nice fiddle song?
Are
And
you
then
ready?
I will attempt to do a blues song and go for it.
New
Would that
tune.
be fun?
Yeah, new tune, yeah.
So would you like to
Can I-
start with a fiddle song?
Can I do a jig on a blues hour?
You do anything you like.
Okay.
That's the
Here,
good
dear.
stuff.
Blues up
Please.
the jig.
Yeah.
And
It's what we established last week, according to Towns Van Zandt, there's only two kinds of music, zippity doo dah and the blues. So use
Okay.
use zippity doo dah.
Yeah, you just
any
doo-dah, doo-dah.
way you like to.
okay,
All right.
I'll follow you, I think.
fiddle and is playing a bright rhythm, you know. Nicely done, Susie Fay and her friend Mike. You know, Barefoot Blues Hour this morning. And again, live on the WERU, you go to the WERU.org homepage there and push the Facebook button, and you know, best of luck after that. Could be around there somewhere. You know, as how did we learn to use computers as old folks? You first learned you just keep pushing buttons and see what happens.
That's right. Sooner or later, something's going to happen.
Probably can't.
Might get the operator.
Probably can't hurt it, is the idea. So best of luck to you. Hey, Barefoot Blues Hour. Mike and Susie Fay ended up dropping by this morning, and you know, we're letting our friends play some music. Mike, now you say you've written a new blues tune
Yes.
here. Do we?
I'm going to give it an attack, okay? I'm going to stab my teeth into it and see where it lands.
Do
okay?
tunes come to you every once in a while?
They
How's
do,
that
and
work?
I think, as Dylan said, it's a little more challenging as you get older, but you never forget the old one.
And was this something that appeared magically? Was forced?
Kind of magically, I think.
You know,
I'll tell you what I do. I don't know. Everyone has the different ways of writing a song, I guess. I usually come up with a progression or an exercise that I might call, you know, and I take it from there. After I have the exercise down, then I have the liberty of putting, you know, putting lyrics to it. So, you know, some blues songs are more serious than others, and some are just what they are. You know, it can be a little silly. So. I don't know what you'd call this, but it's kind of, it's what I do, I guess. So, it's been a little while since I've done, you know, sat down and written the blues. I'd like to do another CD with Susie again before we get much older, and there's a lot of opportunities now. So I will give it a shot, and I call it hanging from a chord.
nice.
Hanging from a chord.
Barefoot Blues Hour, acoustic blues and stuff, as we like to say.
So I will just quickly say thank you, Amy, and
Thank you for letting me sit in. This is awesome.
and thank you, Michael, for having us. It
Oh,
was
right.
great running into you at Steve's house.
Having fun this morning, man. It's all good.
Cool.
Yep.
And also, I wanted to quickly just thank John Altman from the David Foley's Farm for his good poo that he gave me. He gave me a lot of good manure the other day at no charge, and, so I'm very grateful for that.
Priceless. Priceless.
I'm telling you.
You-
Black
you-
gold,
you can
Maine
guess what our
tea.
next project is.
Yeah.
The garden.
Yeah, nice.
Gardens.
I've been thinking about what makes me tick, where I'll be when it's all done, you see. 'Cause I like a new road, don't you know? Where it goes, only the future will show. If I have a guitar with me, I'm a happy man. I'll go a long, long way doing what I can find, a tune that'll turn me on. You know I'm gonna turn right and mighty strong. Turn on like a light, the midnight hour. Feel the strength of a long-range shot. Watching a fine dancer right on that road. Just holding on, just getting stronger in the flow. I've seen my miles, more that's for sure. It's a lie.
said that life's better for keeping on is what it's all about. But a few good guitar chords set me free, like the heartbeat of a newborn child, or a dolphin in the open sea. Wow. Speed of the sound with the speed of the light. The blues that let me take it all through the day and night. I can't stop, you know, even when I try. Just gotta do it till I'm by and by. And when I'm laid down, the time comes. The blues is the only thing that'll carry on. That's the way when you have no fear. 'Cause through your blood and through your skin, when you feel it high in yourself, that's alright. The greatest kind of wealth. The greatest kind of wealth. Hanging by a cord, living by the sword.
Not only is that a good
There you
tune,
go.
that's very nicely delivered. And I'm very impressed. Now, Susie, you're not real familiar with that tune at all.
I never heard that tune before.
Well, you did it.
I like throwing it out at her.
We just did a song, and you
Yeah,
know what's
that
cool?
was, like I say,
It's recorded. It's so cool.
nice.
We won't
nice.
forget it.
Yeah,
That's
and visually, and we got a CD in the box here. We'll get you a copy of that too. Nicely
Thank
done.
you. Thank you
Mike
very
and
much.
Susie Fay this morning. Like I say, Barefoot Blues Hour. We set this up back early in the winter. It got forgotten until day before yesterday or so, and they showed up this morning. So here we are, and we do it because it's fun, and they let us. So
Well, thank you, Michael, and thank you, Amy,
Very
for your
good. Thank
time, and
you.
thank you,
It's fun.
WERU.
yeah, and once again, how lucky are we to have
And thank
this
you, Maine, for having
community, basically,
WERU
and, you know.
all those that
Yeah.
just
Be sure to
put their
read all
heart-
your messages on the Facebook video too. People are writing in saying
Oh,
hi
Great.
and
Oh,
stuff.
cool.
So, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice, Mike
Well,
and Susie
a
Fay.
wonderful summer to everyone, and
Yeah.
God bless you. Come on out if you get a chance. And there's plenty of other wonderful performers out there as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, live music and community is what it's really all about, and I think that's how ERU really got developed, to support those who are just local musicians and local efforts. Enough said by Mike
Yep,
Fay.
and you're facing in today. I'm facing out and get a view out the window here and can see the bright sunshine. So let's
Ah.
not forget what a
That's
beautiful
pretty
day it is.
Yeah.
Tracy Nelson gonna feel so good for us while we pack you guys up, and thank you again for coming by this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Community
Happy spring.
radio when it
Thank you,
works.
Amy. God bless you.